Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast.
Oh, hey, you.
It's a rough morning, you know. If you're like me, what you love is waking up and seeing the scorched earth of your investments as there is a blanket fall off in the altcoin market. If you are really like me, the bulk of your holdings are in altcoins. So the occasional safe haven that you might have, you don't have. Welcome to crypto and welcome to irrationality. Interestingly, AMP is weathering this better than most. It's holding nicely in the range of variance that it has established over the last month or so. Lack of volume might have something to do with that. You know what? It does. But for the most part, plus or minus your recent buys, it's pretty much standing pat. There's a big shift in the market as money is being pulled from altcoins and landing in Bitcoin. The very few that are up this morning are riding their yesterday's highs, and that wonderful 24-hour clock that shows them is still up. But that is the end result of the short pump, and when that clock expires, people are always surprised by the sudden drop. This is pump chasing, and this is the fallout from it. What do you do when there is this much blanket red across the board? Nothing. This is the danger zone for a lot of investors, and when the market is moving irrationally, don't be irrational with it. Scared money is lost money, and remember that this too shall pass, as it always does. This is not the time when fortunes are made. This is the time when fortunes are lost. We're getting into all of these things today, right after this. All right, we're going to start with AMP because, you know what? AMP guy. From September 19th to today, through all of the small gains and losses, AMP remains unchanged in price. What you had mid-September is what you have now. Lots of speculation as to the why, but the real truth is that there just isn't a lot of interest in AMP. Daily volume continues to be pitiful, and when not a lot of trading is happening in it, it's not going to move much. AMP is and continues to be a use case token. Lack of speculation combined with lack of usage equals a price that is fairly fixed. As you can see from effectively any chart, this is truth. Now, I understand that people are still reconciling themselves to this fact, but unless you have the capital to move the token price yourself and eat the losses as everybody else shorts it, you know what? I would short it right now just to thumb my nose at you. You're going to have to come to grips with what we have been saying all of these months. It's a long token. It's a use case token. It's a single use case token, and it's not time yet. All the news, all the partnerships, governance, these are wonderful for the AMP community. But when these things are up against all of the news in all of the crypto world as a whole, they don't amount to much. Patience. It's sorted down to two choices on this one if you have been into AMP for any length of time. Wait it out or sell it. If you want out, I don't think anyone's going to blame you. There is a lot of FUD circling the drain of the empire right now, and when your token of choice isn't moving, selling looks a lot more palatable. Your other choice is to simply ignore the daily trends as they don't really matter in the long run. I ignore the trends, but you do you, bro. Now, what to do when we have this much red? Altcoins are taking a pummeling right now. This is actually interesting, as the entire YouTube world will tell you that it's Altseason right now, and what we are seeing with our own eyes, we aren't really seeing. Hey, you going to believe what you see, or are you going to believe what I tell you? It's super interesting because Bitcoin continues to rise. As goes Bitcoin, so goes the market. But that isn't happening. Bitcoin is up, and everything else is effectively down. The simplest explanations are usually the most correct, and here it is. Money is being pulled from alts and pushing into what appears to be the safest harbor, Bitcoin. Fundamentally, this is incorrect. Not because liquidity doesn't affect price, it clearly does, but because Bitcoin is by no means the safest harbor because it is pure liquidity. The only use case for Bitcoin is as a currency, and I know folks like to balk on that, but the passion of your balking does not outweigh the strength of my argument. Bitcoin is not a utility token. The only thing that makes it go up is more people buying it than selling it. I personally see this whole thing right now as a big red flag in a big danger zone. Alt money is being dragged out of use case tokens and running to speculative coins, Bitcoin, Shiba, so forth. This sets up a dangerous condition for the market as a whole because a great deal of the money shoring up Bitcoin is institutional money, and institutional money does not care about the market as a whole. If they pull their money out, as they are likely to do when the waters get rough, the market will absolutely follow it down. We have seen this over and over. If those stars line up, get ready for a pummeling we haven't seen since July, which segues me wonderfully into my last topic, what to do. I don't give advice. I tell you what I do. And what I am doing right now is nothing. Absolutely nothing. When the market is acting irrationally and pulling money from use case to speculative, it's irrational in my opinion. There isn't a lot you can do. The whales are in a rough place right now. They have the capital to pump their token of choice, but the any port in a storm effect comes into play here. And when folks are eating losses across the board, they are much more likely to short what they have if the price spikes to shore up their liquidity positions. I know I will. So your whales are going to be sitting this one out. They didn't make their money by being irrational. So when the market goes that direction, they go on holiday. The perfect storm of unknown variables is forming up. And when that happens, when I don't know, I don't act. I tend to fall back on a simple saying that has served me well over the years. I have it tattooed on my arm. You've seen it. This too shall pass. Don't get caught up. Take a day off. Stay away from the charts. The market will get back to fundamentals, but it's not there right now. If you are basing your trading decisions on factors that don't make any sense, your trades won't make any sense. And ultimately, it won't work out well for you. Take a deep breath, go for a run, do something else. When the market returns to its senses, you will forget all about this. But for right now, move cautiously. I certainly am. Yeah, this is it's been a slow grind of money movement, and I can't predict when it will stop. YouTube might tell you, but I won't even try. Stick with fundamentals. Buy foundational tokens if you still have capital and why they are still bargain priced. And you know what? Pretty much they're all bargain priced right now. So if you're pouring money into, I don't know, VeChain, Scale, ADA, so forth, I don't think you're going to do wrong. This too shall pass. Be positioned well for when it does. Live stream on Thursday, 1900. Hope you can join us. That's it, guys. Cheers.